doing both at the same time. It's amazing. I hope you can join me today live. When we have these live videos, I want you to be able to interact and allow yourself to chime in here. I see Steffi. Hi, Steffi. So glad you're here. Steffi's coming all the way from South Africa. So we have people coming in from all over. I just want you to be aware. This technology is pretty amazing. So hey, so I wanted just to remind you that this is a time for healing. So I'm going to bring up a little healing right now. Healing with the blues. Healing with the blues, I started because I wanted to put both of the work that I do in music and work that I do in healing, I wanted to bring them all together. And so Healing with the Blues was a natural extension to do that. And we have a little song for you too. I'm just going to sing a little bit of it so that you have an idea, but we'll post some more later. Healing with the blues. That's right, I'm healing with the blues. I've got nothing left to lose. That's why I'm healing with the blues. And I hope that you actually have had an experience of healing with music and vibration as well. One of the reasons why I do this is because I had an experience with healing that was really quite profound, and I'll tell my story. Hi, Christy. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Karen. But we back in 1994, I had a wonderful pregnancy. It was our first child, and what happened was, he did not make it. And I had a stillbirth after a beautiful full-term pregnancy. And I had always enjoyed blues music and really identified with it on some level that is kind of otherworldly as music can do. And it was very sad, and we had to actually go through it because you can't get around it and you can't get under it and you can't go over it. You got to go through. And so going through the grief that we experienced, my husband and I and other members of our family experienced, was so real. And when I went to the Blues Fest, we had a beautiful Blues Fest here and in the Mississippi Valley in Davenport, and I went into the tent. This is a few months after our son was born and passed away. And I was still grieving, and it was very difficult. As you can imagine, I was in chiropractic school at the time. And so to be wanting to do healing and then have something like that happen was really making me question everything. And I went into the tent at the Blues Fest, and I just allowed the music to take me over. And I allowed for that to happen. Sorry. I allowed for that to happen. And as I did so, that's kind of what it felt like too. As I did that and I allowed that music to take me over, I had a tremendous experience of healing. And Ed was not with me at the time, and we met up in a little bit after that, and he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I am really okay," because I felt completely supported and surrounded by that vibration of music and the vibration of love that was coming from the performers and the people in the tent, and every being of one mind and allowing spirit to come into that experience. So I want to have other people experience if the choice, and I want to be able to help you to come to that experience as well. So that's why we're doing this Facebook group. I'll be having a paid Facebook group later this month, or actually in June, and that group will be doing weekly healings for anybody that shows up. And also I'll be doing a year-long talk about all these different 12 healing affirmations that I've been using for the last 30 years. Wow, it's a long time. Anyway, let's get to some healing here. So Who there? I see Karen and I see Christy and I see Steffi, and it looks like probably Christy and Steffi are there. So chime in if there's something that you want me to do healing with you about right now, because we'll just get to it and allow that to happen. So just click on a comment and we'll wait for some comments to come up. And I'll put my glasses back on so I can read them. But one of the reasons why we want to do this healing with the blues is because when you get in touch with the feelings that you're having that might be negative, which is what the blues is, so it kind of can be negative, can be sad, can be downtrodden, depressed, but there's also happy blues, there's also funny blues, there's also sexy blues, there's also all different kinds of blues that you can sing, that you can listen to, that allow you to experience your own feelings. So the whole idea about healing with the blues is to be able to identify, experience your feelings. Maybe they're very deeply held, allow them to come out and allow them to be exposed to the air, basically, and allow that to just dissipate. Because when we hold those emotions really deeply, we are not allowing it to be dissipated. Hi, Barbara. We're not allowing that energy to be dissipated. So identifying our feelings, allowing them to come out, and through music is great. That's part of it. That's when we can do that in that group. Today, what we're going to do is individual healing, or we'll do healing with the group. So I want to just say, I know that there's some of you that are on here right now that really are interested in doing some healing. So just put a little yes in the comments and allow that. Okay, so Chrissy, thank you. That can definitely happen. She says she's dealing with a lot of residual grief from relationships she's already let go of, and probably from past lives too. Now, let me just say, it's not important for you to believe in past lives or think that they're true. It's part of your story. And if it's meaningful to you, it'll come to you however you can receive it. So let's do some healing. So what I would like to do is, I'm going to ask my little surrogate here. I have a little surrogate that I use to be able to do healing with you. And Chrissy, I'm going to ask you to just think about where that experience is in your body. Where does the grief land? And as you're thinking about that, I'm just going to speak it out loud, and you can chime in as you'd like to on the comments. So a lot of times grief lands in the chest, in the lungs, and so also down the back, down the side, down both sides of the back. And I just want you to just breathe into that space right now. So just fill your lungs up and let those lungs that come all the way down, the halfway down your back, let that air come all the way down into the lungs, and then exhale. And then on your next breathe in, next inspiration, I want you to imagine that you're breathing up through the top of your head, up into love, light, source energy, up into the center of the universe, wherever that is. Take a deep breath in, up into the center of the universe. And as you exhale, this time through your mouth, let that energy come back down through all layers, all levels, down through the center of your body, down into the lungs, down into the lower back, and all the way through, down through your feet, down into the core of the earth. As you take your next deep breath in, breathing all the way up into the center of the universe, wherever that is. And as you exhale, bring that energy back down through all layers, all levels, down through your feet, down through the core of the earth, connecting yourself with the core of the earth and with the center of the universe, allowing yourself to just be held in that beautiful vibration. See, it's all vibration. Just breathing in deeply and exhaling easily. Breathing in inspiration and letting it go. You could see it as waves that are disorganized, and the grief that's disorganized. And as you exhale it, it becomes organized and it becomes a beautiful song. You can even hum as you let that breath out. Breathing up into the center of the universe and then bringing that energy from source all the way down. all the way down. Allow that to come in. Now, Christy, I want you to think about this grief for a moment. I'm going to give you a feeling to think of. I want you to think of the feeling virtuous, positive feeling of virtuous. So grateful and thankful to feel virtuous. And I want you to close your eyes and look to the left. So eyes are pointing to the left. That's my left. Eyes are pointing to the left. And do 4-count breathing. Now, if you haven't done 4-count breathing before, all you have to do is breathe in for 4 counts, hold it in for 4 counts, exhale through your nose for 4 counts, and hold it out for 4 counts. And I'll count it for you. While you're thinking of the feeling virtuous and the number 7. And Chrissy, if you want to lie down, that's great, because this works really well if you're horizontal, if your head and your heart same level. So go ahead. We'll do the breathing with Christy. So go ahead and breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Thinking of the feeling virtuous. Number 8. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. Thinking of the feeling virtuous and the number 8. Eyes are to the left. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Thinking of the feeling virtuous. Hold it in, allowing it to center down into that feeling of virtuous, whatever that means to you. Number 8. Keep doing the breathing, exhaling and holding, looking to the left with your eyes closed, feeling virtuous. Good. Breathe normally. Lift your head and let go of all of that grief. Christy, can you type to us what you might be feeling right now? Does that feel different? Does it feel easier? Allow yourself to just continue doing that breathing. And as you're acknowledging past grief and grief over relationships that have happened in the past and grief over things that have happened in the past, can you see that it's okay? It's okay. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to feel virtuous. It's okay to identify positive feelings. It's okay for you to do that. I hope that you feel that this can be enlivening to you as well. There are other people on this live video right now that have experienced tremendous grief in their lives. All of us really have, haven't we? And as we allow ourselves to identify that feeling of grief and to think about why is this happening? It's happening for us so that we can learn. Is it difficult? Yes. Is it a hard lesson? Sometimes it's really hard. But if we count the joy that it brings us, if we count on to the lessons that we've learned as a result, I think that means that we have so much left there. So, yeah, you need to feel the grief first. She says, I feel I'm just need to feel the grief first. I've been numb for a long, long time. Yeah, and that really is true. That's one of the coping mechanisms that we have in healing, is to numb ourselves from our feelings. The grief is real and we can allow it, but let's do another feeling for you, Christy. So I want you to just stay where you are. If you're sitting up or lying down, it's perfectly okay. Like I said, this works great if you're lying down. Show me yes, show me no. So I'm just asking, what's the next feeling that Christy needs to put her attention? So I'm asking questions here, my surrogate. Trust. Think of feeling trust And when you're thinking of trust, most people say, well, I have trust issues. I've done live video on that. You can look at that on the Quantum Healing International page, all about trust. But listen, you know what? There's things that you do trust. There's things, even if you have trust issues with people, there's things that you trust. You trust that the sun is going to come up. You trust that the seasons are going to change. You trust that things are 1 and 1 equals 2. There's some things that you can really put your trust in that you know are true. So I want you to just think of the feeling trust. If you can't think of any time in your life that you felt trust, just think of a time when someone around you felt trust. Think of a time when trust was really simple. So go back as far as you can remember having a positive feeling of trust. Close your eyes, look down and to the left. That's my left. Down and to the left. So like you're looking at your left shoulder with the eyes closed. This time I'm going to have you take a deep breath in and let it all out, and then hold it out. Think of the feeling of trust and the number 7. Feeling trust, number 7. You can all do this too. You can all lie down and feel trust, number 7. Positive feeling of trust. Holding that breath out as long as you can. This is one of the hardest parts, is to hold breath out. So I want you to really give it your all, holding that breath out. It's very difficult when we get here. Thinking of trust, number 7, positive feeling of trust in your life. Good. Breathe normally. Now lift your head. Lay it back down and think about, what's the grief? Where's the grief? Does it feel smaller in your body? Does it feel not as overwhelming? Maybe it feels more overwhelming. And that's okay. We're trying to bring this feeling out so that it can be addressed. Because let me tell you, folks, these feelings will come out one way or the other. They might come out as disease. They might come out as inappropriate responses to present time action. Anybody ever had a little temper tantrum? They might come out as all kinds of things, but make no mistake, these buried deep feelings will come out. So what we want to do is bring them out in a safe way and allow them to really, really manifest in a way that's going to be healthy for you, because keeping them down and keeping them in is not good for you. It's not healthy. And so what we want to do is bring them out. That's one of the reasons why we do the music, because people can be in that safe atmosphere and allow the vibration to come out. So Christy, whenever you're ready to clue us into how you're doing right now, that would be great if you can. I would love to be able to work with each and every one of you, and that's possible. We have some really wonderful things coming up. Like I said, there's going to be the Facebook group that I work with weekly. That group is going to be going through a year-long session of working with 12 healing affirmations. So we're going to be doing a different affirmation every month. And that group is also Healing with the Blues, but that's a private group. It's not public. And it's also a paid group. So you'll be able to join that group for $97 a month or $9.97 a year. And can you see things flying by here? I'm seeing them fly by and there's nothing in front of me. So I want to just remind you that there's more to life than what we're seeing and feeling. There's all that's there. So I've seen a couple things fly by already this morning that not necessarily visible to my eye, but I can see them in the camera. That's really interesting. So let me just check in and see how things are going with Christy. Good. So yeah, the anxiety part of it, it's really amazing when you have that anxiety and you really want to let go of it. That 4-count breathing is really, really important. And I want you to just try it again. Let's do it again right now. We have some more people here. So I want you to allow yourself to just empty all your breath out and breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your nose. 3, 4. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4. Now, there's a video on this on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dr. Tanya English. You can go watch it there. And if you really want to learn that, teach it to somebody else. That's the way you learn. Teach it to somebody else, especially children, because it helps them really be able to take control of their state of being as well. Slow things down, allow. And, we're talking a little bit about grief, which Christy brought up. And thanks for doing that, Christy. I appreciate it. It was very interesting that you brought up trust. I was having a hard time thinking of a time when I really felt trust. Christy, you and everybody else. I mean, it's just amazing when we think of that feeling of trust. Like, do you trust that your body can do what you're asking it to do? Do you trust that you can take a deep breath? Do you trust that you can bring your breath back to normal? Do you trust your body? Do you trust your control of your body? One of the reasons why Healing with the Blues is so integral to what I'm doing is because you don't think about any of that when you're singing, or when I'm singing. I don't really think about that so much. I just allow it to come out. So one of the things that I am going to encourage you to do is to find your favorite piece of music that speaks to you and play it until you know it in your knower, until it's wearing a groove in your brain. Allow that to be the way that you bring out your feeling, because it's so true that keeping these feelings pressed down inside is not going to help us. So it's important that we know that. Total trust. Yes. My body knows what it needs to do. Yeah, giving birth. That's a big part of trust. And interestingly enough, because I had this incredible, difficult situation happen with the stillbirth that we had in '94, and because I was able to release my guilt about it. I mean, we're talking like, this is so weird, like to be in a healing situation and have it go completely wrong. Or was it completely wrong? Now, I know a lot of people will say it's so tragic to lose a child. It is tragic, but you don't stay in the tragedy. This is the point that I really want to make with this. The healing that comes after something like that is so, so important, because you can stay in the past. You can live that over and over and over again, and it's not helping. It's not doing anything for you, and it's not allowing you to move forward. So there are people that were in the grief group that we went to that had been there for years and years, but you have to move through it. You can't stay there. As my father-in-law used to say, we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We don't pitch a tent and live there. We walk through it. And one of the ways that you can walk through it is to allow the vibration of music and healing to come into your life. So Healing with the Blues, let me tell you, it's powerful. Just allow for it to happen, and you'll be rewarded. Joy. If you're seeking it, you're going to find it. So that's why it says seek and you shall find, because what are you seeking? What is it that you're looking for? What do you want to find? So in my experience, I was looking for healing. I was looking for joy. And I was looking for a way to continue in my life doing healing, even though I'd had this really life-changing experience happen. Now, some people would say, and I went down this road for about 10 minutes, I would say, what if I had just checked out now? Nobody would wonder why. I'd had this terrible experience happen. Nobody would wonder why I lost my mind and checked out and didn't finish chiropractic college and didn't do my path. Nobody would wonder why. Nobody would blame me. But at the same time, that was not a very attractive road to take, because it meant a lot of quitting, a lot of being stuck. And that's not where I wanted to live. I wanted to live my life out loud in front and be gathering all of the blessings that were coming to me. So I'm going to encourage you to do that too. I hope that you'll join us again. We're going to do this every Tuesday morning, and I'm looking forward to having more people join in. We may do this as a Zoom video at some point because then I can actually talk to you, and I would love to have you there. So thank you so much today for participating and for being here. And Christy, thank you so much for your prompt. It's just been such a pleasure. And I'm going to close with a prayer today. So I want you all to take a nice deep breath up into love, light, source energy, up into the center of the universe, up into source, wherever that is. And as you exhale, let that energy come back down through all layers, all levels, down through all the chakras, down through your feet, down through the core of the earth. As I say these words in the I am, for everyone listening, God is all there is, love is all there is, light, life, and source energy is all there is. And I recognize right here and right now that I am one with God, love, light, and source energy. I'm never separated from this energy. But if I feel separated, all I have to do is breathe in, inspiration, connect, and exhale gratitude. Thank you. I am so grateful for all that have joined today. I'm so grateful that I'm here. I'm so grateful that I have this technology to connect with people all over the world. I'm so grateful that all is happening according to the beautiful experience of love and of healing and of the vibration of music. And I'm so, so grateful for all of this coming together in one place. And I hope that you'll be able to experience this over and over again all day, because I want to experience it over and over again all day. I want to stay in the flow. I am in the flow. My goal is to stay in the flow, and I allow myself to be in that flow of love, light, and source energy, of God energy, of that consciousness that's there for us, allowing me to see through the eyes of spirit, through the eyes of God. I let that happen. I allow that to happen in my life, and I call it into being, and I say that it's so. And up above my head, I hear music in the air. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I let it go, and I know that it's done, and I'm so grateful. And so it is. Thank you all for coming today, and I hope that I get to see you again really soon, in person or here, live. Much love, many blessings. Bye now.